All right. We are recording. We are live. This first session for this group. Okay. Uh, so, you are all pirate raiders on the boat, the Azure Aniju, which is the blue boat. Love
Nie.
Anie. I'm done. Whatever. Anie. I'm gonna have to do right.
I had to spell it
Uh,
phonetically too. That's what happens when you let Mike name things.
Nie. Yeah, I'm still gonna do it wrong. The Azure Nie. I'll tell you a couple of things about these. So it is a longship, Viking style, right? Which we've played in this world before. That's how most of the long distance boats are. Yours is fairly large. Um, Plenty of places for um, oars to go out, place in the middle, place below deck. Um, you do have slaves that are rowers that have been taken either from towns that you've raided or ships that you've pillaged from. And then the rest of you, are the crew and the captain. So I want to hear about who each of you are. Hondo, why don't I have you start?
Great. So I am. We'll see how long this lasts. I am Hondo. I am the captain of the ship. I only have one name because hey, when you're a famous pirate, you only need one name. Everyone just remembers your one name. So, I am a human in my mid 40s. I have been running this ship for the past 10 years after I took over command from the previous captain because he accidentally.
All right.
Um, I Yeah, that's good for
Okay.
now for Hondo.
Uh, who else do we have? Wave. Wave, who are you?
hmm So, I am the lookout, the scout on the Azure NEA. I'm fairly young. I'm only 19. Tall for my age, thin as a. Most of the time in cities, people look at me a little odd just because of the color of my skin. It's a little bluish green.
It's the scurvy.
Um, Dark hair, blue black eyes, constantly wearing a hood. But when I remove the hood, you can see I have kind of pointed-ish fin-like ears. I also have gills on my neck, which tends to freak some people out. Um, I met Hondo about 5 years back in the city of Gujar when I tried to pick his pockets. And normally I'm pretty good at that sort of thing. This time, not so much, but instead of turning me over to the city authorities, he offered me a job on his ship, said he needed someone with a fast hand and
All
a good
right.
eye. Um, Grew up on the coast of Gujar on my own quite a bit, but I've gotten pretty good at hunting coastal birds and fishing.
Cool. And we have one other person. We have Jade. I'm just going to turn the light on behind me while you explain who you are.
And I am Tabaxi. So, I look like a cat. I am a brown tabby in color. So I bright green eyes and then like lighter brown fur with dark brown stripes. Um, when I was young, I lived on the streets of Gudar when I was a child, and I was captured by pirates and forced into servitude. Um, while on the ship, I found myself very drawn to the sea and became dedicated to the sea because it seemed like the only thing that was there for me. And as I grew older, I ended up getting off of that ship and joining this crew of my own choice. And that's pretty much it. I think my biggest thing is that I'm loyal to the sea before people.
True in real life, as in this
Yep.
game. Yes. Um.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yes, obviously.
Um. So the Azure Anie is stopped right now. You are far, far out, um, just off the eastern coast of the capital of Karnam. What you're doing there is you're waiting for up to find a ship. Ideally, one alone. You are not a grading group, right? You are just one ship. So you're hoping you can catch out one group alone, or one ship alone, and take it for all it's got, right? Ram into the side of it, um, take its stuff before it sinks, and ride off again. Um, you've been out for a while, and you've had a couple tiny scores, nothing that would let you get back. But I think you're all like itching to get back home. You haven't been there for a while. Or at least the humans on your crew, those that are part of your home, your encampment, definitely would like to return, and they're getting a bit restless. The day is it's mixed in how good it is for your opportunities. It is really, really foggy. The fog is extremely thick. It is hard to see too far in front of you. Wave is absolutely like keeping his eyes wide for any sort of movement he sees out on the water. Now, while it might be hard to see another ship, one that is there for you to plunder, it also means that it will be hard for those ships to see you. And you know that if you are able to get at another ship, this is the ideal day to do it. It's just a matter of, sighting them and getting to them so they don't sneak by you. Most of the ships here, the ones you're waiting for, would be coming to or from the Crystal Spire, where the home of the elves. So sometimes they can have some good shit on them, which is why you are here waiting, and this is where you find yourself, though so far for the day, not too much going on. Your boat is slowly rocking as the lazy waves just kind of make it creak. Your purple boat. All of the sails are down right now. The oars are in, though all of the rowers are sitting there on their benches, ready to go at any second. It's been enough time that you've been sitting there that these rowers have been able to take the wooden buckets around them and bail out most of the water that collects around their feet. So they're hoping they can actually stay and hang out a little bit longer so, their feet stop rotting off. But other than that, a warm day, middle of summer. The fog gives you plenty of cover from the sun, and that is where you find yourselves.
Hey, Wave, you're up there already. Good. That's why I like you. I don't. Hey, Ruby, have you ever? No. Yes, Ruby.
Jade?
Jade. Different gem. You're new, I think. Keep an eye on that
This
one.
outrageous accent. Sorry.
Keep an eye on that one.
Will do.
He learned very.
I'm a fast learner.
As soon as we find another ship, we shall be ramming it, and me and you are boarding first.
Sounds good to me. So I'm gonna like sit perched on like the edge of the deck and hold on to some rigging and just be like alert watching for the ship
Sure.
to come, the ship that we're going to
Okay.
pillage.
Hope it's a good one.
Crow's Nest, the lookout perch, wherever it is that I am, I'd be kind of looking out in different directions, looking for a ship. I guess this is a DM question because ocean is not one of the favored
Okay.
terrains of a ranger, but coast is, and it's what I've chosen. Would that count in this situation?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's perfectly reasonable. You're fair. I mean, you're not right on the coast, right? But you can get to land pretty quickly where you are, because you're assuming ships coming around from the north of the
Okay.
continent and swooping around. They're not going to be that far into sea, so you wouldn't be either. You're fairly close.
Okay. So yeah, I'd just be cruising out, doing my thing, what I do best, looking for single ships, something that might be that we could intercept, that we could gain like a speed advantage on that's by traveling by itself.
Sure. Why don't you roll a perception check? Do you get advantage because of favored terrain or anything?
The proficiency bonus
Okay.
is doubled.
So roll that, but at disadvantage because of the fog.
Okay. So a 9.
Okay. Uh, you're keeping your eye out, and uh, the fog is extremely thick. It is difficult. Uh, it's also the rowers are getting restless, and they're a bit distracting too. Um, Part of you wanting to kind of get on with this is you don't want to miss a ship, and you're running slightly low on water, right? Fresh water. Now, it's not terribly concerning. You can get to the shore, get some fresh water. You know where to go to get it pretty easily. Um, and you're not so low that you're worried. But of all the people, the rowers, the people you care about the least, that if they die, you just take them and throw them overboard, you're rationing them a little bit too much. And because you've been moored for a little bit, they've almost like they've come back to life a little bit, become people a little bit more, and they're a little more vocal in their dislike of it. They're not yelling at the crew. They know that they would be taken out if they tried anything like that. But you're definitely hearing them talk to each other. And it's just every once in a while, oh, God, I'm so thirsty. Oh, just a drop of water. Uh, and like, it's just irking you to the point where you're having a little trouble paying attention to what you're doing.
Is this for Viking ship? Is it one level? So they're on the same like deck that we are.
Yeah, good question. So it's not there's like the top level where the crew is, and then the rowers kind of like sit under. They're actually pretty close to the level of the water themselves. That's why any cracks or anything kind of sends water into their feet. So you are actually, the rest of the crew looks down at the rowers. But they're open. They have no covering or anything. Like the center of the ship is covered, but where they are, it's just open.
Gotcha.
And below.
Okay.
Do we have any like empty barrels, anything like that on board?
Yeah, you probably would.
Yes.
At this, if you're low on water, if you're starting to a little bit run low on supplies, you probably have at least a couple empty barrels.
Um, could I set up some of the barrels to collect rainwater in case it
Yeah,
rains?
sure. Like you're looking at the weather. There's probably plenty of clouds above. You don't see too much of the sun, although it's perfectly bright enough to see out. But you start setting up the rain catches in the barrels, hoping that it rains. It'll save you a trip to the shore. It'll keep you being able to keep watch out here in the sea. Sure. Yeah, no problem. Um, Sorry, chat, is asking where is Tony. He is unfortunately stuck at work and will hopefully be joining us later this evening. So if Tony comes, he's here.
He messaged me,
Oh.
but I gave him the link.
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
Zoom.
No, no,
Maybe
no.
he
He
tried?
is there. I see it. It's gonna mess up the video for everybody the second I admit him to this.
Yes, but he's here to be ready. Where's
Okay.
my pen?
Sure. Let's let Tony in. I don't know what it's gonna look like. Oh, that's not as bad as it could have been. Okay. Well, I'll kind of work on that a little bit while we're hanging.
Oh,
Tony, if you're there, if you can hear us, boy howdy, we are so glad to have you here. Doesn't sound like you can, but once you can, man, we'll have you explain your character too. Hello.
hello.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello. So good of you to be here. So far, you guys are waiting in fog. That's for someone to beat the shit out of.
Oh,
That's kind of
okay.
as far as we got. While I'm totally messing with the video and everything, why don't you explain who your character is?
Okay.
Chat is very excited you're here.
So my name is my name is Bink. I am a
dink?
gnome
Yeah.
crewman, and I am on the ship to help me captain because he cannot tell time, and I can't either.
I'm not Captain Hook. I do not afraid of the tick tick tick.
I pretend to know how to tell time.
Okay.
I am average height, with
For a
kind
gnome.
of some shabby, yeah, for a gnome, shabby clothes, a sort of a beard, kinda. It's trying to come in, but we're having some real trouble getting a real beard to pop up.
Why do all your characters have trouble with hair?
I don't know. That's a good question, though. Maybe one day I'll write something about it. And yeah, that's pretty much it about him.
All right.
Where is Dink?
Bink.
Bink! Oh, Jesus.
Hello. I've been sleeping. I'm sorry. Having a lot of trouble with my nose. I think it's.
You should have been on top of the ship.
I've been having some real bad nights of sleep. I
It's the
can't.
middle of the day.
I know. I can't sleep at night. I can't breathe. The ship, I have trouble sleeping.
Fine. You
Please,
get ready. You're
Captain.
boarding. As soon as we find the ship, you're boarding with me and Emerald over here, whatever her name is.
Who is that?
Jade.
Oh, Jade. Yes.
She has some
No.
emeralds?
No.
Oh, that's her name. Oh, hello.
No, Jade.
That's her name.
Yes.
Indeed.
Jade. Hello, Jade.
Hello.
Why don't you go help Wave up in the crow's nest?
Oh, yes. Oh, Wave.
Yes. The lookout.
Uh, he stinks.
No, he doesn't. He's just
No,
always looks a
actually,
little
I don't.
slimy.
I smell like a fresh morning rain. Thank you
Fresh
very
morning.
much. I certainly do all the time.
Maybe it's me. I haven't showered in days.
You're probably smelling yourself.
You're a little
Ugh.
ripe.
I'll go up there.
I cast shape water from up on the crow's nest, and I take about 5 feet of the water that's down at the rower's feet, and I just splash it across Bink to give him a little bit of a shower before.
Oh, not again.
You needed that.
I'm going for a certain smell.
It was the wrong one.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna sidestep away from all of the water and just like go back to like licking my head and cleaning the top of my head. I'm a tabaxi, for the record, Tony.
Oh, I thought you were a human just licking yourself.
If you're sharing this small space with me, I'll be damned if you're gonna stink to high heaven like that, you son of a bitch.
Like, well, I can't smell it anyway. So,
Trust me, I can smell it enough for both of us.
one day I hope to get my old voice back.
I've heard if you shove some salt water up your nose, it can clean out those sinuses. I can help you with that.
Nope, it doesn't help. I'll go up there and help him.
I don't understand.
Roll it.
I'm
Why,
just-
Roll an
Must have been,
athletics
so-
to climb up
why
there.
did we? I don't remember.
Not because it should be difficult for you to climb
Oh,
up as a
no.
professional sailor, but because I want you to roll low and then fall. Yeah.
I see. Hold on one
Take
moment.
your time.
A
10.
10?
Oh, yeah, you make it up. You're a little, slippery when wet. The ropes are a little wet, and you keep like you got a chunk stuck back there. It's messing with your voice. It's making it difficult for you to climb. But yeah, you eventually climb up next to him. Give a little a little bit of a cough. And there you are.
Help me. My hands on my knees.
I would help him up, give him a little pat on the back.
That looked like difficult. I don't know why. I was kind of hoping it would fall. Maybe the crew would laugh.
I almost did.
You can't hear me.
I was talking to Wave.
Oh.
If you want, now that there's two of you up there, giving lookouts, I'll give you one more perception roll. I'll give you advantage for the two people. I'll give you disadvantage for the immensely thick fog, so you can do a straight roll. But you can use your the double proficient. Do your thing.
Okay. Let's see if this goes better this time. Oh, well, all right. So the first one was 1. This one was a 20.
All right.
So 26.
Yeah. Okay. So you look out, and you see nothing. You see nothing. This fog is far too thick. But unfortunately, for those that you are looking towards, they are being far, far, far too loud. Because you start to hear something that seems like a good amount of movement, definitely on board a ship. You hear feet not clacking. What's a good onomatopoeia? Banging? I don't know. Against the wooden deck of a ship. You hear a lot of voices shouting. You hear then a few screams. And it is too far out to see, but it's just lucky enough that they're being so loud you are able to get it. And they're almost lined up to the way that you were facing, which means they're coming kind of towards you. If you're facing out, if you're facing eastward, they're moving generally westward. So certainly you hear something. It sounds like it might be something good, but with the number of voices you hear, it could potentially be a fairly large ship.
I'm gonna shout that information down
Okay.
to the captain. Or we've worked out some kind of hand signal if we're trying to be quiet about it.
Oh, hey, Diamond, they see a ship.
My name is Jade.
Oh, Jade, sorry, I'm sorry.
Could they tell how big it was?
You better get ready. I don't know, there's no hand signal for that. They just see one, we're gonna hit. Where's...
Looks like he's gesturing that it's very big. And
Oh, it's a
that-
big... Good. I will, shout to Tanzu, who is the drummer, to get the rowers to start going.
Yeah. So
That's not very subtle.
the crew, so not the rowers, but the crew proper, who have all been kind of like lounging, leaning against the side railings, hanging out. All of a sudden, with that information, they start nudging each other. Snap two. They start waking up and getting and readying the rowers. Who sit there. They start sitting up a little more, stretching out their backs, like, okay, here we go. And all of a sudden, everyone's adrenaline is like up. The drummer goes up to the front of the ship with his, ready to go, but not quite yet. Wave points out the direction the ship was in, and slowly they order the left side rowers to stick out their oars into the water, and they gently start just slightly turning the boat. Once it's about ready, because Wave, you can still hear this going on in the distance. It's actually getting louder. The screams are increasing, which sounds to you a little chaotic, which, again, more adrenaline, right? This might be the opportunity we're waiting for. And once it is even, the right side rowers put out, and the rowing starts. Now, at this...
I would very quickly take out my longbow and knock an arrow and just kind of get ready.
Sure. At this, we're going to go... sort of slow-mo. So as you get closer and closer to this boat, you're going to notice more and more. So at first... Okay, so what do we have here? I let everyone pick a job on the thing. No one decided they wanted to be a rower or the guy with the drum. So I would say, Hondo, since you're just in charge of the ship overall... Why don't you roll a charisma check? Just a straight charisma check.
Great, I'm very good at those. See?
Beautiful. All right. So as it's going, suddenly everyone on this ship has perfectly gotten into exactly the mode they need to. You are heading directly towards this ship. Wave is giving you guys, I don't know, nautical thumbs up. What would the thumbs up signal be? Is it one of these? Oh, okay. Or it can be, that you are going directly on target. Wave, make an insight check for me, actually, as the spotter. 20.
20.
All right. It seems that the ship that you are going towards has more or less stopped moving. Which almost makes it a little easier. You actually have the rest of the ship adjust a little bit because you were trying to adjust to where the ship was going to be, and now you are moving over a little bit because you can go right straight ahead towards it. Bink, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm going to duck
Okay, so you're gonna try to.
and prepare a spell.
All right, for when you get close to the ship.
Maybe.
Okay,
Yes.
what spell are you preparing? What are you getting ready to go?
That's a good question. I guess I'll use sapping sting.
I have no idea what that is, but man, do I want to see it.
I know you don't.
Made that up. This is Acquisitions Incorporated rules here.
I swear to God, I didn't.
Okay.
This is real, baby. This is real, baby. I got it off of some random website.
So someone else made it up. Okay, cool.
I'm just
That's
kidding.
fine.
It's actually real.
Jade, what are you doing?
I've drawn my rapier, and I'm sharpening it on one of my claws. Just like, shink, like running my claw.
Okay, so
along
you're
it.
pretty much just waiting until you get closer to. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. So the ship continues forward, and now Wave and also probably Bink up top can look out, and you can just see the ship over there. You can start seeing some figures moving on top. This ship is big. It is probably too big a ship for you all to raid. However, you've caught it at a quite opportune time. There is fighting going on deck. Actually, as you watch, you see someone scream as he is slashed and falls, splashing into the water. And you are hoping that you can get into whatever fray this is while this chaos is going on. And because this ship isn't moving and the whole side of it is right there open to you, you are hoping you can all but split this ship in half by ramming into it before you even have to do anything else. At that, because you are starting to get closer, is there anything else anyone would like to do to prepare themselves, to ready the ship, to ready the people on the ship?
Do both of these people who are fighting look humanoid in nature?
Okay, so it's not both of.
Can I
it's a
see them
bunch.
from this?
Yeah, and you're getting closer and closer, right? The rowers are straining.
Right, but both sides.
They appear humanoid. Again, through the fog, you can't quite make out their features too well. But certainly they seem to be humanoid, size, shape, all the above, yeah. Okay.
Okay, I would quickly look down to the captain and just ask if he wants to start opening fire or if he wants to wait.
We should leave them alone. What's wrong with you?
I'm
This is
asking
what
the
we do.
captain.
We have a delivery. We can't miss it. Shut up. I'd like to, can I gauge, have we rammed at this point?
No. You're just able to see the ship. So you're still okay. I'm gonna make it up 100 feet out or so as you're getting closer.
I'll signal like this, but go halfway, which means like a warning shot.
Okay. Yeah, so did you want to take it, Wave?
Yeah, if the captain's ordering me to take a warning shot, yes.
All right, roll an attack.
This is a terrible idea.
This is what we do.
No one
Are
asked
you a
you.
pirate or a baby?
I'm not a pirate.
We're pirates.
I
That
My
is
crew, you're a pirate.
A 10.
10.
Okay, well, are you shooting
Self-doubt.
at an individual on top of the deck, or are you shooting at the side of the ship itself?
I mean, it's just a longbow and an arrow, and if it's a warning shot, I guess I would shoot at whoever I perceived to be based on like dress or whatever I can see, based like someone who might be in charge.
Okay.
Like if someone's wearing a very big hat with feather,
Sure.
or something
Yeah.
along those lines.
Mhm.
Like mine.
You look around, and at this point, you can't quite see well enough to make that determination. So I think you shoot at whatever the figure is, the one that you can see the clearest, right? The one that just hit the other one into the water. And the arrow, however, with a 10, it's going to go just wide of it. Okay. But definitely it seems to notice the arrow going by. You're not sure exactly how conscious what it is of you with everything else going on the deck, though. But definitely an arrow coming out of the fog is different than, coming out of another part of the ship. Okay. One more thing I need to tell you about your ship is obviously this kind of ship. The way it's raised, it's made to ram into another ship, right? And the figurehead on front of this ship is special. It's a little singular. And part of that is because you raid alone, right? You don't have a whole fleet. So you're not going to knock into a ship and then move away. You want something that is going to do massive damage, but also kind of keep you connected to that ship, because once you ram, you need to get on board, take everyone out. It's kind of like an all or nothing kind of thing. So unlike other things that might be a ram or a mermaid or even just, something just protruding, what you have is multiple different tentacles coming out of the sea monster towards the front, so that if you can hit multiple times, it has multiple chances to stick into the ship and hold fast. And you are starting to get closer to this other ship because you hear people reacting to it. The perfect way they can react to it on this wonderfully foggy day, you hear them yell, "Kraken!" Anything else you would like to do?
Haha.
I
love that
as you're getting
sound.
closer.
I am preparing my shield and my battle
Okay.
axe. I'm making sure, Sapphire, you're coming with us to board, right?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Okay.
And, Bink, you're coming too.
I'll just stay here then, shall I, sir?
Yes, you can hit them from far away. You cover our backs.
Yes, sir. Aye,
You know the
Captain.
deal.
Yeah, the other
And I round up a few other crewmen.
crewmen are excited. These are mostly human, kind of like Viking barbarian types, right? So they have axes and swords. They are getting ready. They are all getting kind of close to the front of the ship, and they are all crouched down, weapon in hand, but the other arm wrapped around a rope going along the side of the ship, because, once this fucking thing hits the other ship, it's going to be quite jarring. People are excited. They're ready to go. Now, as you get even closer, you can see a little bit more of what's going on the ship. There seem to be two factions fighting here, and one of them has almost clearly won. You see towards the front of the ship, one semi-lone survivor as others are being cut down up and down the deck. this is someone that you imagine might be the captain. So this is possibly a mutiny type situation. Better dressed than the others, right? Very efficient with his sword, but being pressed back by all these other attackers. Roll another perception check, and I'm gonna say, let me have Wave and Bink both roll, since they're both kind of like up top and able to keep view a little bit. And at this, no disadvantage, a straight roll.
I clicked. Do it. My roll 20 is being very slow.
There it goes.
So the first one would have been a 16.
Okay. Bink, you with us? All right. Well, I'll give you this with the 16, and then Bink, once you interrupt me, come up, jump right in when you're ready. So you notice a couple things. Now you start watching that figure. There's another figure further back on the ship that is just walking, not running, not battle ready, right? But just walking slowly towards the front, trying to get up to that other figure. He appears to be saying something, but over the sounds of the fray, you can't really hear. That first figure, the one you assume may be the captain, you notice with that perception check, him hit two of the people attacking him. The ones attacking stagger and then keep going forward. Now, those attacks should have knocked them down, should have done a lot more than that momentary stagger, but they did not. Anything else you would like to do? Your cloak.
I would relay that information to the captain and just let him know that these are strong enemies and to be careful.
Sure. Okay. And now you are just about ready to ram. You notice that the figure in the front is a human, right? Fighting off almost expertly the swashbuckling style, the assailants coming after him. You see them just unrelenting, walking, lumbering almost, a strange gait that they have. And as you get closer and closer, it's apparent first to those people up as the lookouts, but then to everybody on board, that the people assailing him, the victors of this battle, are not human, or at least not anymore. They appear to be an army of skeletons, which kind of gives you pause, but at this point, as close as you are, you have no time, as the tentacles of your kraken-like front piece to this, the masthead, splinters sending pieces of wood flying outward. Your ship is now halfway through their ship, caught on and held fast. Everyone on the ship goes down, right? They all fall. Some go over the side, towards you, over the far side. They weren't quite as ready as you were. And then you look up and you are there. The front part of your ship embedded into the center of theirs. I need everyone to roll initiative.
How does one do that in Roll20? Do I just click this?
There you go. You got it. Yeah, man.
Ooh, yeah, this will be fun.
Bink, I'm not sure is with us right now.
Did you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Yeah.
Bink, where the hell were you?
I've been here.
You fall asleep on the crow's nest again. I told you
I
to come
was-
down here. You're boarding the ship with us now.
I couldn't breathe.
You're
felt-
boarding the ship with us now.
But I don't want to.
You are doing it, or I will make you.
I can't roll things.
You can type in the chat thingy.
I gotta roll this thing.
Space.
Ah!
There you go.
All right. Okay, so I have everyone. I'm going to write this down really quick. So if I'm doing at the top of the order is who got that 17? Oh, I did. All right, beautiful.
You.
Well, I mean, technically he got an.
I got two. I rolled two separate
It's two.
initiatives for two separate.
So an 8
Yeah.
and a 17 then.
After the 17 is so we have a 13 for both Jade
13.
and for Bink. Who would like to go first? Okay.
I will.
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, so it's Jade.
If you disobey the captain's orders, I'm gonna throw you off this crow's nest.
Oh, fine, I'll go.
Jade, then Bink. After that, we have the 8 and the 2 I'm looking at, right? What did you... Oh, no, 6. Who got a...
Survive.
Yeah. Wave is at a 6.
Wave is at a 6. Hondo, what do you have? Oh, a 2. Yeah, it's beautiful.
2.
Okay, so...
Hundo.
Okay, Wave... I feel like I'm missing someone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. Oh, that's all the initiatives. And the captain pulling up the rear. All right. Oh, baby. All right. So first up. He is going to. It's not in this book. It's the other one. He's going to actually hold an action. The one that I rolled for. So you don't know. But then we have Jade is up.
I'm going to try to jump onto the ship and climb their rigging.
Okay. To try to get above them.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be an athletics check to climb.
Okay. And I have a climbing speed of 20 feet because I'm a cat.
Yeah, we're playing.
I don't know if that matters.
Yeah.
That just means you
Full-
climb at full speed. You don't
Yeah.
climb at half speed.
I'm not
Oh, okay.
super duper worried about it. We're not playing on a mat because we're on the computadora, so if you get a good roll, you will have climbed their rigging.
Sorry. I was just
Athletics.
like scanning
A 10.
something real
Okay.
quick.
So obviously you get up slightly jarred after the ships collide. You start running towards the front of the ship and jump over, grabbing onto the other rigging, and you start to climb up. It's going to take obviously your action and then all of your movement, right? And you're just you're not like looming over them. You're so high, right? You're just above where they are.
Okay.
Okay. That's your action, movement. Does that end your turn? Yes? Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay.
I said yes,
Okay.
sorry.
B Buddy Bink, you are up. What are you going to do?
Am I down
Watching you.
Am I down the thing yet?
You're
Or am I
still
still
up
up top?
there.
I told you to get down when we didn't hear you.
I'm still up there. Okay. I assume that the other, even though we've rammed into 30 feet away from me, is there?
You can get on. Yeah, you can get onto their ship if you want to, because you have to remember your ship is like embedded into the side of theirs. Their ship is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Okay. All right. I'll go on to their ship.
Okay.
And then the first guy that I get to 30-ish
Mhm.
feet, I will attack them.
Sure.
If there is one.
Yeah, you get on, and as you look, you're the first one onto the other ship, well, onto the deck of the other ship, and you are face to face, and you
Ah!
have, what's your weapon?
All I have is this little thing, this little knife.
Okay. You run up this little knife up, and in front of you, much taller than
I still don't know why.
than your gnomish stature, is this disgusting skeleton, which obviously has not been skeletal for terribly long, right? It has bits of putrid flesh falling off of it, a sword in its hand, and just scraps of armor around it, and its empty eye sockets look towards you. What you gonna do?
I am going to use yeah, I'm gonna use the sapping sting.
Okay.
So I'll like I'll say something under my breath and then stick out my hand with the knife in it and point the
Okay.
knife at him, and it will deal. Oh, let's see. I think be best
Maybe.
thing. So this. There we go. It'll deal 1d4. Let's see.
If they succeed on a con save.
Yeah. It would deal 2 damage and knock them prone.
Okay. Are you rolling to attack, or are they rolling a save?
Con save.
Well, it would be a
Con save throw.
save.
Okay. All right. 20. Let's see what we get. It's only a 7. Yeah, it's definitely not going to do it. Okay, so they take how much damage? 2 damage?
2 damage, and then they're knocked prone.
All right, yeah. Tell me a little bit about what this looks like. Explain it to me.
It normally, well, since I'm not sure if it's not alive. I assume that. It's not like somebody who is almost dead being possessed.
No. This barely has any flesh hanging onto it. It is mostly a skeleton. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So normally it would cause the target to feel weak.
Okay.
And then fall.
Yeah, and it does. And I think at first you go to cast it because this is the spell you've been readying, right? And you're like, is my necrotic spell gonna work on something that's dead? And certainly it does. Its whole body shakes and it tries to lunge for you, but instead it kind of collapses onto the ground after taking the damage. Yeah, good shit. That's your movement, your action. Anything else you'd like to do?
No. How close is that thing to me?
I mean, it's right there within 5 feet, right? So.
Oh God, I wish I had known. This is a really bad spot for me to be.
Well, I guess you didn't have to be that.
Okay, I'll turn. Well, I'll turn back to them and go, I think I need some help.
Okay. And with that, it is the skeleton's turn.
Oh, fuck.
So
And with that, Tony
that one, it's
I'm dead already.
it
Fuck.
stands up and is gonna go at you with its short sword. So that's gonna be. Is a 23 gonna hit you, Tone?
Nope.
All right, you are gonna take.
Yeah, that fucking crushes me.
No.
You take 4.
You die.
Double
You take
crit.
4 points of piercing damage as it hits you right into the side. After seeing this thing full, you weren't expecting it to get back up quite as quick, so you were not ready for that
Okay.
particular little jab.
And what was that again? You said
2. 2 points of piercing damage.
Yes. Oh, 2.
Oh, 2 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm sorry. 4.
Well, not
I'm sorry. It was
perfect,
4
but,
damage. 2 plus 2. It's on the roll 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 4 damage total.
Oh.
Oh no. That.
I got big head.
Oh, that was the sound of Bink being hurt. Shit.
Other than that,
This is really bad.
Jade is kind of above, so they can't really go at her too easily. No one else is on board yet. There are only undead skeletons. They're not really so adept at changing tactics in the middle of a fight like this. So we're gonna go right to Wave from there.
Okay. How many targets are there exactly?
A
On the ship?
lot. It's a big ship. A good amount.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming I would see Bink get sliced, so I would attack the one that's slicing
Okay.
Bink and shoot it.
Yeah,
an arrow at
absolutely.
it.
Roll to
Captain said
attack.
give cover, so
Damn.
a
That's
critical.
crit. All right,
25.
man.
That is a
Oh.
crit.
At that, yeah, why don't you roll for damage for me too?
Okay.
As Wave up there.
2, 6. Wow, that's shitty. 6, 7, 8, 9.
If you pick the word longbow, it does it for you.
That's true, but I guess it's not much.
9 total.
Yeah, 9
Okay,
total.
yeah. You take a shot and it hits right about this point where, its head meets the rest of its body. Your arrow sticks halfway through. Its head actually falls off, and the body crumbles to the ground because that plus the hit that Tony had was enough to take it out. Cool. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, just pull out another arrow and look for the next target. I'm kind of focusing on the cap above anyone else. So like when I notice where he is, he's going to be the guy that I'm kind of.
Yeah, I mean, he's at the front of the boat, right?
He's not on the boat yet, but yeah.
Oh, your
No,
captain.
Captain
Okay,
Hondo,
yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
My
Yep,
captain.
I see you. Okay. All right, and at that, Mon Capitan, it is your turn.
For my shield and my battle axe, I want to charge onto the other boat. And I'm going to cleave straight through the first skeleton I get to.
Sure. Yeah, you jump on just as another one is starting to lumber up, come up behind where Bink is. You just jump on board, haha, and go for it.
As he jumps past me, I'm like, "You guys are in trouble now."
17 to
17 will hit. Roll for damage. 6 points of damage. Yeah. All right. And you're attacking with what weapon? Battle axe. Yeah. All right. You come up, swing, take a big swipe out of it. You see bits and pieces of the armor still collected on this creature just explode and fall off. And it definitely feels the damage as it's staggered in its attempted attack towards Bink, and now turns towards you instead.
It's turn.
Okay. That ends your turn. All right. So at that point, standing up a bit ways away from you towards the front of the ship is this other figure. Dressed not quite as well as the captain figure, but all in black. Pitch black skin turns towards you. This figure who, as he turns his head, not all the skeletons on board, but the ones in his immediate vicinity turn their heads with him to stare at you as he points in your general direction. He is going to point at you, Hondo. And I need you to... sorry, because my book is downstairs with Miss Kayla. So I gotta look this up really quick to see what kind of... you have to roll a con save, Hondo.
Oh, I'm good at those. My specialty.
Oh, indeed.
Would you... Oh, yeah.
Natural 20.
Beautiful. So as he points at you, all of a sudden, the vision in front of your face blurs for a second. But then you kind of shake your head and fight it off, and you are good. Other than that, the skeletons that were right around him that turned towards you start walking in your direction. He looks slightly annoyed, but actually turns towards the front of the ship and starts pursuing the captain again. Jade, you're up.
So I'm going. How far? Okay, so how far away from that skeleton captain am I? Would you say?
Probably 50 feet or so, but there's definitely other skeletons in the way, you know.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
still up high, right?
Yeah,
So
and I can
I'm
say you
going
can use
to-
a little bit of movement to climb up even higher, you know, a little bit. So you have a good vantage point.
Okay. I'm going to throw a dagger at his head.
Sure. What's the range on a dagger?
Yes.
Yeah.
60.
The first range is 60? Yeah, go for it. Roll to attack.
Well, the second range is 60. It's
Okay, then
60.
roll at disadvantage.
I see. So if I click dagger, it'll
Yep,
do it?
yep.
9.
A 9.
So 9?
Yeah, you go in one over the end, and it sticks into the deck near him. He kind of looks down at it, but then keeps walking the direction he was. That was your action and a little bit of movement. Anything else you'd like to do? Okay.
I'm going to stay put.
Bink, up again.
The captain's.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm next to you.
Next.
Yeah, you guys are pretty close to each other.
All right, I'm gonna step a couple, go back
'Kay.
just a little bit, and then I'm gonna stand up all proud like I fucking, like they can't touch me now that the captain's here. I'm like, you guys can't come next to me now. Is there one close?
Oh yeah, and they're all moving towards you.
Okay,
They're
okay.
fairly sped out, so it's not like you're going to be swarmed immediately. But they are coming towards you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna use the sting again on the closest one.
Okay. It was a con save.
Yeah. I don't know why I rolled before, but
Let's see what we got. That's only a 9, man.
Nope.
Going down. Is this the same one that Hondo was?
These guys just can't deal with me.
Is this the same one that Hondo was fighting, or a different one?
The
Okay,
same one.
perfect.
4 damage.
Beautiful. With that, it does the same thing where its body kind of shakes, but at that, the spinal column just starts cracking and breaking, and it can't quite hold itself together, and the whole thing actually begins to fall apart. So it doesn't actually just fall prone; it falls dead.
I'll step back just
Yeah.
one more time, and I'll be like, they're getting stronger. They can't deal with me no more.
Okay, beautiful.
That's right, I added a
I
little
love
flair
it.
to that one.
I love it. So that was Bink. It is now the skeleton's turn. Can I have... Oh, you're the captain, Hondo. Why don't you roll a D4 for me? Just roll a D4.
Excuse me.
Nice. Okay, so 3 skeletons start coming towards the 2 of you. This time, I'll have Bink. Why don't you roll a D4 for me?
Sure.
Beautiful. So 2 of them are going to go towards you, and 1 goes towards the captain. So we're going to have 2 attacks against...
What?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
So that's going to be... this is the first one against Tony is going to be a 15 to hit. Okay.
Yep.
It's going to do 3 points of damage. Nat 1 on that. You're still up, right?
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
nat 1?
Yeah, I'll let you take an
yeah.
attack of opportunity if you want to with that nat 1.
On that guy?
On
or
that,
on
yeah,
the other
no,
one?
on that guy. I mean, the one you were fighting was dead, so none of them around you are damaged. But it has to be a physical attack, so it would have to be just a dagger, stabby, slashy.
All right. I mean, I can roll the d20,
Yeah.
but the dagger.
D20 plus whatever your strength or dex you can choose. That's enough to hit on its
Yeah,
own, so it doesn't
right.
matter what you're adding. Yeah, roll for damage.
Okay, good. What is it? 4?
D4.
For
Yeah.
yeah. 1 damage.
You know you should.
Yeah, stab it
Speedy
real
magic.
quick.
All right. I realized that was a
Speedy fancy
nat 1 on a D6, not a D20. But I don't have any geometry in front of me, so I didn't realize that. But he's gonna take that 1 damage, man. He so is. Here's the second attack against you, though. That is a nat 1. So I'm gonna retcon that and say you attacked that second guy because of the actual nat 1 that happened right there. So it all works out.
Oh, okay. So as he comes in
Yeah.
to attack me, I want to kind of like slip by, as if like he, kind of like I was like, I could see what he was gonna do. As the blade comes by me, I'm gonna stab him right in the side of the head.
Beautiful.
But I'm not very
Yeah.
strong, so it doesn't do more than like a.
You
paper
cut off
cut.
half of where his eyebrow
Ah!
would be if he still had hair and skin. All
Now you look even worse.
right. And then 1 is going to attack Hondo. That's a 23 to hit. H-Dog.
Oh, that does.
Okay. All right. So that is going to be. I love how Josh froze there. He's working on getting a charger to fix this, but that's beautiful. I love it.
I was was actually laughing about how when you answered him, my picture came up, but that's fine.
Okay. It's going to be 3 points of damage. Man, these ones on the 6s.
I am unconscious. No, I'm
Okay.
kidding.
And they're asking, T, how much HP do you have? Chat's asking. 2 left.
I can still move. They can't do nothing to me.
Get back
Right,
to the
so-
ship. You're bleeding out
So
of your
that's
nose.
it for the skeletons.
The captain.
Actually, that's not true. One of the skeletons is
But
actually going
Captain.
to pull out.
The captain is here. He'll save me.
One of the ones that was close to the guy that seems to be directing the skeletons is going to pull out a short bow and take a shot at Jade since she threw a dagger at him.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
So that's going to be, what's the, an 8 to hit. So it's definitely going to miss as he shoots and the arrow goes wide.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
miss.
Okay. At that, it is wave up.
They're
All
lucky
right.
they didn't shoot
Oh,
me.
wait. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Wave has seen all of this go down, and he saw dude with the black skin like look and say some nasty shit towards Cap.
Yeah.
So he is trusting in the Cap's ability to deal with the skeletons, and he's gonna take a shot at the guy with
Yeah.
the black skin who seems.
Yeah, go for it. Absolutely. And I will say, for people that, like... What'd you get? Sorry. I don't have it open. A 20. Yeah,
20.
definitely. You hit him, man. Roll for damage.
There's 4 points.
4 points.
Wow, I'm rolling really shitty for damage. And I'll say, "You leave my family alone, you filthy son of a bitch."
Yeah, and at that, he kind of, like, turns towards you, like, hey, maybe I shouldn't just ignore these guys currently attacking this ship because he's now taken an arrow. Although it only grazed him, he definitely took damage out of it and kind of turns back towards you, seeming to be split between going for the captain and going for the rest of you. Chat, don't get ahead of yourself, though. All right, and we're...
Jesus.
anything else you want to do, wave?
No, I'm
Okay.
good. Well, wait.
Yeah, take your time.
I'm actually going to. No, I'm good. Never mind.
All right. Captain Hondo, you're up.
All right. I shall. We killed the one I just hit. And there's like 3 more. Sure, I hit the next.
There is one.
I hit the left one that just
Yeah,
attacked.
so
Bink.
that's the one that just took 1 point of damage from Bink's dagger. Okay.
I hit that one.
13 is going to hit. Yeah, just enough to hit. Roll for damage. Okay.
4.
And that's with your axe, right? So you do. And at this point, you two are just playing off of this thing. Bink hits it with the dagger, so it turns towards him. Then you, while it's turned around, get at him from the side. And then it starts turning back towards you like it can't decide. Not the smartest creature, right? Can't quite decide who it wants to hit. Anything else you want to do? All right.
No.
At this, kind of the rest of your boarding party starts rushing towards you and past you into the fray, kind of spreading out among the decks. So you probably have about 10 or 12 of your compatriots here on the deck. They're kind of going at initiative order 1 at this point, like after the captain. Back to the top at initiative order 20 after they come in and start fighting with the rest of the crew. At initiative order 20 is where we have the environment do things, traditionally, in the game of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. And at this, kind of the momentum of your ship actually sends it almost a little further into the other ship, because the other ship breaks apart. Not entirely. It is still held together by a bit, but it starts to move outwards and start to separate as your ship goes. Under your feet, the deck of the ship you're attacking bucks just a bit. And you're not sure how long it is going to continue together. Top of the...
Get ready, Bink. We're going to Titanic this.
In the arms of an angel. Oh, yeah, that's the wrong movie. I don't have a penny whistle. Sorry.
He's holding me.
He is going to... Yeah. So he is going to look back towards your ship and at everyone else still on it. Those boarders who haven't quite made it onto your ship yet, all of the rowers, and your friend still in the crow's nest. And in the center of the ship, he is going to cast a spell, and I need my man Wave to make a con save.
Okay. 18.
Nice. All right, that's a good one to make. Sorry, where am I? I'm not in the right thing. I'm typing into the chat for the thing. Come on, roll. Okay, so you are going to take, wow, 2 1s on that. 18 halved to 9 points of poison damage. As a cloud of green, gaseous, noxious vapor starts to fill and spill over the boat. You being kind of high and above are just out of it enough that you're taking that half damage. But it's not a good spot for you to be on that ship. Other than that, you see people around you falling over, dead, jumping into the water to get safe as this noxious cloud takes over the deck of this ship. People in chat that have already figured some other stuff out may notice these particular techniques as things that have been used. As things that were used in the other battle against this particular entity that we had in our last campaign. All right. After that, we are going to have Jade.
What can I see? Like,
sure, yeah.
So
below you, you see a bunch of skeletons, though they are being cut down by the now 10, 12 or so of your shipmates that are rushing in at them, hacking left and right. Back towards your ship, however, the one way that you would plan to get away from what's going on, there is a green noxious cloud enveloping it that seems to be killing everyone aboard. The captain of the ship you're attacking is now kind of all the way at the very front of the ship, towards the edge, pretty much his back to the wind, about to go overboard. The dark-skinned figure who seems to be controlling all of the goings on with the skeletons is looking towards the lot of you. So things aren't super great in round 3.
I'm gonna use divine sense to try and figure out what the skeletons are and like what the noxious fumes are.
So you're going to use what? Divine sense?
Divine sense.
Let me just pull it up to see exactly.
I don't know if I can figure out what the smog is, but
okay, so like noxious odors, probably good for, as an action. You can open your awareness to such forces. Till the end of your next turn, you know the so it would tell you the location of these creatures. Okay, so you do it. Okay, so you cast Divine Sense and you shine with this bit of light as your awareness goes out. You notice a few things. You know that these creatures are definitely undead. Okay. You know that there are more below deck. Most of them are on deck, but there are some more below deck as well. Okay.
yeah.
It does not tell you anything about that cloud, though. That's not really a divine sensey kind of thing.
I figured it might not
Okay.
be, but
so you now know definitely the specific location of all of the undead that are around. The ones below deck, above deck, all of them. And you know that until the end of your next turn.
okay. I think I'm done. I don't know. I don't want to go back to our ship right now, and I don't really want to like engage with anything.
Okay.
At the moment.
All right. That ends your turn then, and then it's going to be Bink. Baby boy Bink.
Is there anyone close to me?
Yeah, so there's one in particular that like you and the captain have already kind of been hitting and fighting, and then there's another one pretty close to you as well.
Okay. So both would be able to attack me if I tried to walk away.
Yeah. Unless you disengage, you can use your action to
All right,
disengage if you would like to.
Yeah, I'm gonna disengage.
All right, yeah, you disengage. In which direction are you moving in?
All right, so I guess it would have to be toward our ship, but not onto it. More of like, I'm trying to find some cover behind the captain. I want to stay closer to the captain if possible.
Okay.
And behind something if there's anything.
Yeah, so you kind of go behind. Actually, what you get behind is one of the tentacles that comes out of that foremast of your ship, right? This big metal twisted tentacle. Okay. And you kind of get half behind that near the captain, but kind of your back against the wall a little bit so that you can't have multiple enemies come at you at the same time. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No, I think there's not much else I can do.
That was Bink. It is now the skeleton's turn. Tony, roll a D6. Even, one skeleton's going to attack you. Odd, no skeletons are going to attack you.
So I need an odd.
I mean, need is a strong word.
Just roll it.
Odd. All right. Yeah, where you are kind of backed up and away, nothing is going to attack you.
Suck it, viewers.
But but that's it. Tell that audience what pieces of shit they are, Tony. But 2 are going to attack Hondo. D20 plus
Oh, shit,
4.
no.
And if you want to come back every week for
First one, 15 to hit Hondo. No. Okay.
Jesus.
All right. Yeah. So the first one, as Bink gets out of the way, it kind of turns and goes to attack you. You deftly dodge out of the way as the second one from the other direction comes in. 17. Really? What's your dex, man? +5? Okay.
No.
All right.
My dex is +1. I have shield and
Shield.
chainmail.
All right. Well, that'll do it. Yeah. All right. So your shield.
So I'm running away. Oh, sorry. As I'm running away.
That's my captain right there.
Yeah. Okay. So the first swipe, you jump out of the way. The second one, you batter it away at your shield as you're looking, and the skeletons are closing in, coming a little closer. They're starting to press on your warriors a little bit more than they were previously. The other one is gonna take a shot at Jade again with its short bow, the same one as it grabs another arrow.
Leave my girl
That's gonna be a 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, so you're gonna take 8. 6 out of 6. There it is. As the arrow comes and lodges right between 2 of your ribs as you're up ahead. You see the grimacing, gaunt face of this skeleton as it reaches for another arrow again and knocks it. At that wave, it is your turn. You are just on the out.
I ask you.
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask you, just as a point of interest, can I lay on hands myself?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Carry on.
You are just on the outs.
She could have used that on me.
Well, she has to be next to you, and she's
She wants me dead.
suspended right now.
Yeah, she does have to be touching you.
She wants me dead.
What?
Well,
This is ridiculous.
she might not be the only one.
Wave, you are on the upper reaches of this noxious, deathly cloud. What you gonna do?
I'm assuming. Do I? Has it been sinking down like a cloud naturally would, like gas is flowing downwards away from me? Am I still in it?
You are just on the upper reaches, and I'm it is moving. It's not moving down. It's actually moving out and away from the other ship slowly. So much so that it just moves so that where you are up there is out of the cloud. But definitely you're in not a great spot. So like the whole deck below you is, but it doesn't. No, it doesn't. The cloud doesn't seem to be sinking, but it is moving like out away from the ship.
All right, so I'm gonna try a couple of things, and we're gonna have a little like Errol Flynn moment here in just a second. On the other ship, first off, I guess in the crow's nest, is there like a rope that is just like a single rope that's attached to something on the mast of
Yeah, there
ship?
definitely is, and at the very least, it's what you might use to get down quickly, right?
Okay.
So sure.
Okay. And do I see on the other ship? Do I see a spot that's kind of like maybe around where their mast is, kind of further away from where most of these skeletons are now fighting with my crew?
So
That's kind of like in a direct line sight of where I am now. What I'm going for is grabbing the rope and like just swinging
yeah,
down off the mast to land on the deck of the other ship.
100%. So I would say you can do. There's two different options you see before you. You can either. There's not really a place where there's not very many enemies around, right? So you can do one of two things. You can swing to be standing fairly close to your captain, which is like kind of like the closest part of the deck to you. And sure, certainly he is pretty beefy with his armor, so you might be able to get behind him a little bit. The other alternative is to try to swing up and kind of get some air to go up towards where Jade is and get into kind of the rigging of the ship. That, however, is going to be, I'll tell you, a higher DC to try and do.
Okay. Like I'm just trying to think. Like I've seen this guy target me with like AOE magic and stuff, and I don't know if I necessarily want to bring that on any of my crewmates. I'm wondering if I'm just better staying where I'm at.
So you do know it wasn't targeted on you, and he wasn't looking at you specifically. He was kind of like, okay, here's another ship full of, you know what I mean? Like it was kind of like, let me take out.
Okay, so he's
ship,
targeting the ship in general. Okay. All right, I will try and swing and come back on the deck, kind of near Captain
cool,
Hondo,
man.
but like a couple of feet behind him, like maybe 10,
Sure.
20 feet behind.
Here it is, the quintessential pirate moment. Roll an acrobatics check.
Oh, I'm not too bad at that. He says before he rolls.
As you, nice,
a 20.
blue-green skin, guild individual, wrap your arm around this rope and jump off, swinging wide around to not go through this cloud. You kind of swing around and just barely jump off, landing, kind of like a 3-point landing, Thor style. Or Captain America. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie in a while. Whoever lands that cool way.
Spider-Man style.
Right,
crouch.
yeah, Spider-Man. Perfect. Like, 10, 15 feet or so behind the captain.
Is that an action?
That is an action, certainly.
Would that count as an action? Yeah. All right.
I would say you probably still have some movement you can use, but that would be definitely an action.
All right. I would just kind of back up a little bit and maybe like I don't know, grab one of the. No, that's it. Yeah, just kind of back up a little bit just to make sure that I'm not necessarily in melee range with any of these skeletons.
Okay. Yeah, you back up kind of towards the edge of the ship. Perfect. Anything else you want to do?
Unfortunately, I have no bonus actions.
All right, Captain Hondo, you're up.
I will attack again at this skeleton. I feel I will take out now.
Okay, attack. That's gonna do it. Yeah, 17. Roll for 4 damage. All right. That is. Yes. Yeah, that is going to be just enough. This one that you've been fighting back and forth, you kind of come up with the battle axe and come right down, splitting its head apart as just bone fragments fly out before you, as the rest of the thing crumbles onto the ground. Anything else you'd like to do?
Can I kind of gauge how the battle's going? Like, are we being pushed back? Are we making progress?
I will let you roll a check for that. What are you thinking? A perception, probably?
Yeah.
Stop looking at your stats before you... No, you're trying to figure out what's going on with the battle, and maybe perception, maybe insight. It's not really what insight's supposed to be, but I like insight for that. Either one. 14.
Perception's
All right.
better. I rolled
Perfect. Yeah, you look around. It is going okay on the ship. Now, your general situation isn't great, right? Most of your crew, most of those people on your ship are now dead. They're just dead. The rowers that were down there, they're dead. You can tell from your vantage point that cloud killed almost everyone, right? And the ones that didn't kill immediately, you turn around to see them fall over dead now. So that's not great. That probably means even if you do win this battle, you'll have to be rowing on the way back home, which isn't your favorite thing to do. On this ship, on board where you are, you're going to notice a few different things. You notice that the battle is going okay. You're generally winning, but you're not sure about that dude up front who seems to be way stronger and can cast big old clouds that kill people. But your warriors are stronger than these skeletons and are cutting them down as they move forward. I'll also say you notice just off the far side of your ship, though the sea is rather calm, and it's the strangest thing as you turn and see this big arm-like wave rise up and kind of pause for a second on the far side of your ship. Anything else you want to do?
No.
Sure.
Wait till next turn. No,
Okay.
I'm good.
At that was Hondo. So so your warriors who go at that one mark continue to press the fight, cutting down skeletons, kicking them over the side of the ship. A few of them start heading toward below deck, where they're fighting off skeletons that are coming up, but kind of bottlenecked, and they seem to be winning. The ones pushing towards the front look a little bit freaked out by that one guy who's kind of like setting his eyes from your ship to the lot of them. But that's how that's going. And then at the top of the round, the wave that you saw go up comes down, and several things happen at once, y'all. Your ship is torn apart, right? It is literally broken in two, as there seems to be some sort of wave-like force coming from underneath the ship as that comes down to kind of like jackhammer this thing apart. The force of that shoots the front end of your ship further into the ship you're currently on, splitting that apart entirely. With this one bang of force. The ship goes, it starts to pitch under everyone's feet as this ship is no longer stable. I need everyone to roll a dex save for me. Man, I don't have enough water today to be talking all this much. Yes. All right.
What a time to get one.
Bink. At least the total with your one is still higher than
I'm gonna start going. I'm just waiting for Bink's deck save. Okay, so up.
He did.
It's in there.
Where is it? I'm missing it.
It's first.
It's the first
it's
one,
the
too.
best one, really. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, up in the rigging, Jade lashes her arms around the ropes and is able to hold on as this ship is torn apart. Similarly, Hondo, the captain, kind of plants his feet and lowers his center of gravity. Is able to keep his feet while this happens. Unfortunately, I'm gonna go Wave, who was just on the edge of this ship, is thrown back and crashes into the open water behind. They're splashing around you.
Quick question. I just have a point to ask you something. Because I am in my favorite environment, it says that I am alert to all danger, even while doing other activities. Would I get advantage on my dex save?
No. Because I would say even if you noticed
Okay.
like that wave up the way Hondo did, you would not have known that the second it came down, your boat would split in half, and then this boat you were on would also split in half, like a domino effect, you know?
Fair enough.
And just because I think it would look funny, I want Bink, why don't you roll a strength save too?
That's safe.
As this ship is blown apart and you are
Come on, man.
you are off a ship. However, a 10. Okay, I'll give that to you. You are holding on to the tentacles on the masthead of your ship, the lowest one, and your fingers are barely slipping. You're trying to keep on as the front end of your vessel pitches and you're raised up into the air. Titanic style, baby. Okay. At this point, so just to go where everyone is, Jade, you are holding on to this rigging above the ship, and Hondo, your feet are firmly placed on the ground. However, the half of a ship that you're currently on is going down quickly. Who else do we have? Bink, you are in the water with thrashing bodies around you, and you are not sure if they are friend or foe in the chaos.
Oh.
I'm sorry, that was Wave. Bink, you are holding on just barely with your fingertips to the masthead of your now destroyed vessel, with your feet dangling over open water, no ship below. Looking a little towards the front of the ship, those of you who are still stable a little bit, you watch this captain figure get thrown off. You also notice that the other figure, that dark figure who had cast the cloud spell, is prone on the ground and trying to push himself back up. I'm going to give everyone, we're kind of out of initiative now, what you going to do.
Are there any lifeboats?
No.
Rafts? Like anything?
You can make a perception check. Make a perception check.
Sure. A door, perhaps? That I could
I can't. No, I have no voice.
float on?
Yeah, all right. So you notice there is a large chunk of actually a piece of the hull of the ship that is up and floating off that you might be able to jump onto. Sure, yeah. Making athletics or acrobatics. I'll leave it up to you. So you try to swing and you go. Your feet get tangled in the ropes you were on, though, and you going in that direction, but crash into the water. Everyone else, who's next?
As a tabaxi, I'm not too pleased about that.
Wave is going to try and kind of actually dive deeper underneath the water and to get away from any thrashing bodies and swim around and start looking for any of his other crew members who may have gotten knocked overboard with him.
Sure, yeah, roll a perception, as you're in a pretty decent environment for you.
18.
Okay. Yeah, you get down and you start to, right? You see a couple things. The skeletons, turns out, can't swim too well, being just bone and little clunky, right? But you look over and you see one of your crew members is being pulled down as one of the skeletons is holding onto his leg as he's pulling him down. Are you going to try to help him?
Okay. Do I see Jade as well? Or she hasn't gone into the water yet?
Yeah, you also, I'll say, because that already happened. So you see Jade over to the side, also just having fallen into the water.
Okay. I would start swimming over to Jade to try and help her out and kind of get her up to the surface or do whatever I can to
Yeah,
help
you
her.
grab her. She coughs onto the surface and actually kind of like points over towards that large portion of the hull that fell over that still seems to be rather intact. You guys start swimming towards it. Okay. Hondo and Bink. Who's up? What are we doing?
I want to make a desperate jump run to try before it goes underwater to get into my captain's quarters before I lose my ship entirely.
So
to grab something before it
here's
goes
the
down.
thing. When your boat split, the front of the boat, which is not where the captain's quarters is pretty close to you. The back of the boat has been pushed even further away. It is not. You're not going to be able to get to it, unfortunately.
Damn it. I'm going to dive into the ocean and make an attempt. We're going down anyway.
Okay, you're going to try to get like to where they're trying to get to as they're pulling themselves up onto that piece of wood.
That back part from my boat.
Oh, you're still going to try to get to.
Yeah, the hull is the.
Okay.
My quarters.
All right, so roll an athletics check at disadvantage with your heavy ass armor.
It's chainmail.
Well, 11. Okay, yeah. So I'll say you get in the water and you start making your way over towards it. You're swimming by as some of your crew members as they're just trying to get air. One of them comes up and, Captain, as he just gets pulled right back under by an unseen force. As you're looking around and going, you actually notice more of those arm-like waves coming and battering the rest of the ship that is still intact. It was a good thing you got off of where you were, as two are hitting and splintering it, setting wood flying. All right, so you're swimming. Bink, what you up to? As you hang from the masthead of your rather destroyed ship.
Is there anything under me that I could like
Water.
try and like jump onto?
Water. You can drop into the water, or you can...
Close by either.
Make a perception check.
Just taking a second.
Yeah.
Hold on. Roll 20 doesn't want to play dice.
Play nice, roll dice.
Come on, man.
Nice. I'll give that to you.
15.
All right, so you actually notice that these weird, because you see them now too, these weird watery arms or tentacles, whatever they are, that are thrashing the sides of this boat and destroying them, the pieces of the boat around you as they just explode. The waves that's making is actually pushing that same piece of driftwood that now Jade and Wave have climbed onto fairly close below you. So you couldn't drop directly onto it, but if you dropped, you believe you could probably find your way there.
I am going to try to do that.
I can't swim, but I'm gonna try.
As you let go and crash, you can roll, an athletics to try to swim over.
And to be fair, I don't really make much of a splash, so. Natural
Beautiful.
20.
Yeah,
Wow.
you kind of like scramble, get on there and pull yourself up. While Wave is checking Jade as she's coughing up some water and he's making sure she's okay. You are on your feet looking around. You see the chaos around you. You see your captain swimming as hard as he can making some headway back towards the other part of his ship as it's slowly going down. And then suddenly you see 3 more of those watery arms come and start thrashing the piece of the boat. And the captain stops as it's splintered, torn apart, and starts to sink too quickly for him to get to. I'm gonna do a slight fast forward a little bit as you guys all try to hold on as these wave-like arms thrash and you're kind of torn apart. You see people try to reach out and grab for other warriors that you fought with for years as they're pulled further away by the torrent as you just try to hold on. When all is said and done, with the 3 of you on that fairly large piece of driftwood, and your Captain Hondo waiting not too far away, the sea starts to calm a bit, and you don't notice anyone else moving around you. You don't know if there's others alive that have been carried further away by the rocking waves, because definitely for several minutes there, it was pretty serious. But those watery arms seem to be gone. But the 4 of you do not seem to have anyone else around at this time.
And roll call. Wave.
Hi, Captain. Do you need any help? And as soon as I kind of see the captain, I would kind of leave and start swimming towards him to
Pink.
grab him and help.
Yeah.
Turquoise.
I'm here.
Her name is Jade.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I keep forgetting.
Jade, sir. Jade.
I met her for 4 seconds. How do I know her name?
I'm gonna be sitting like, and just like, it's almost like a nervous tick, kind of like cleaning myself. So I'm just gonna like be like licking my paw and like. I feel very upset that I'm wet in the ocean and
You're a
injured.
sailor, girl.
Anzu.
Well, I'm still a cat. The ocean and I have a mutual relationship of respect.
Abe.
I don't like water
And I'll
either.
rattle off a few other
Yeah.
names and get no answers from
And you
anyone.
are, and you're yelling kind of as hard as you can, and you can't seem to get a response. At this point, the fog's still thick around you. You look around at the rubble and destruction of what was here. You know you are not super far from the shore, but you also can't tell what direction it's in. And it would probably, even if you were having a direct line, right, you'd probably be a bit of a difficult swim, just with the length of it. But at this point, you have no idea, no direction where to go.
All right. Ideas of which way the shore is.
Would I be able to dive down under the water and feel the current of the ocean to determine which direction the current was flowing to know where land would be?
Sure, that is
What
definitely
that's
possible.
I have a swim speed and I can breathe
Yeah.
underwater, so I can stand water as long as
Yeah, no, I like that. But I think as you go towards the edge, start to jump in, all of a sudden the wind starts to pick up, and you kind of stop for a second, like, oh, maybe I can use the wind to figure. And then there's a huge wind that actually takes the bit of the hull that you're on and starts to
My hat.
pitch it a bit. And you guys kind of jump back and go over with your body so that way to kind of keep that side down. As this huge wind that lasts 40, 50 seconds or so blows crazy hard. sending you in a bit of a slow spin as you're going, and then subsides again to a rather still ocean. Just another weird, strange phenomenon that you don't know what to make of.
It is not hurricane season.
Something very unusual happening.
Out of the water comes this thing. It is green and about 4 maybe webbed fingers and padded, but really large. And just peeking out, you see these several little green algae-colored doodads come up as then a head arises. Slowly, this creature emerges, kind of pushing himself up, though he doesn't seem to need to. He seems to float himself out of the water. What's in front of you is a fish-like creature, wide set mouth with dark green lips, fins coming off of him, and a big fin in the back, large hands. And this thing is big. It is probably 8, 9, 10 feet if it was standing on its feet, so to say, you would imagine. This large, wide, bulbous creature, almost frog-like and fat, filling out what are dripping wet but very finely made clothes. A kind of off-white tunic that billows around its arms. This well-embroidered vest going over. It has a satchel on its side, and as that vest kind of flaps a little bit, you notice it has fishes tied around its belt area, maybe to be saved for later. It's adorned with seashells in several different areas, and you see kind of like the top half of it emerge from the water as it kind of like looks at you, sees that you're there, kind of looks around a little bit more, and then kind of looks at you again.
So, straight up in Aquan,
Yeah.
I would look at the water elemental primordial language. I would look at this thing and say, "Dad."
And it kind of looks at you strangely for a second, and then smiles. This weird kind of contortion of its big face.
Good. One of you speaks a civilized language.
Responding to you in Aquan.
What did it just say? Is
It
it old
says-
Greg?
It says it's excited that it can talk to me. It might be my dad. We're still working some things out.
What? Oh,
I seek the middling
Hello,
altar.
sir? The middling
Yes.
altar?
I seek the middling altar.
In common. Hey, Cap, you ever heard of the middling altar? Have I ever heard of the middling
You have
altar?
not.
Okay.
no. Hondo has not heard of that. I now refer to myself in the third person.
It's kind of,
I would say back to.
go ahead.
No, sorry, sir. Never heard of the middling altar, but we'll help you find it if we can.
And he kind of like leans forward, and his heavy weight kind of pitches this thing a little towards him again. And his elbows are there as you're kind of like trying not to slide towards him. And he's kind of resting, and he goes,
Yes, this is good. You will help me discover the middling altar.
Can I get some of my non-swimmy friends back to land first? They don't fare so well out here in the water.
Yes, you will be going to land. The middling altar is not in the sea. If it were here, I would have found it by now.
Cap, he wants us to go back to land and help him find the middling altar. I don't know what to tell him.
Is it worth gold?
I think right now we should do whatever we can if he's going to help us get to shore and not die out here.
I think we should tell him we're going to help him.
I do not know
That's kind of evil.
which direction to send you in.
Sir, my name is Wave, and these this is my crew, my captain Hondo, and my fellow crewmates Bink.
Why are you
and
telling
Jade.
me all this?
My captain has agreed to help you find this. My captain has agreed to help you find this altar. We just need to know which
Agreed.
direction the shoreline is.
And he kind of like sits up a little bit, and your thing rocks as he's there, kind of floating out of the water. You just see the waist off of him.
Agreed, you say, as if you are in a position to deny me. Now,
Ask him
He
his
looks
name.
around again, kind of ignoring you.
I don't know which direction the middling altar would be found in. I guess we choose one and I send you there. Perhaps I'll find some other beings such as you on some driftwood, and I can send them in another direction.
We are more than happy to work with you. My captain actually would like to know what we should call you, sir.
You will call me your master.
All right. Cap, he wants you to call him master.
Master.
Hondo calls no one master.
I will send you that way. Prepare yourselves.
He's going to send us that way.
Okay.
When you find the middling altar, come back to the sea and yell for me. If you do not find it,
Just yell
keep
out, master.
looking.
Just entirely like ignoring you, kind of like in a monologue.
All right.
And he grabs the side of the piece of the hull you're on and kind of like shakes it violently. You all have to like brace yourselves to not fall off of this thing.
Are you kidding
Yes,
me?
it's stable enough. All right.
And he kind of like lifts it up above himself. And all of a sudden you feel a wave grab it and kind of fishtails it for a sec as he holds it. And then another wave hits it.
You may want to hold on.
And then a big wave comes and he lets go as you go. But rather than this wave petering out, you start going stronger and faster and faster and faster as this wave starts whipping by. Faster than you've ever gone on a ship, this piece of driftwood, as pieces start flying off as you go. You all just barely hanging on, but the curved part of this hull kind of holding you on just with the force of this as you're held back. It is pitched almost at a 90-degree angle, but you can feel the force of this water behind it pushing you forward as you're held on. You lose vision as you're moving so quickly. The wind ripping at your eyes. You turn your head and kind of cover your face, but it actually begins to hurt as the wind pulls at you. And then there's a crash. We'll pick that up again next Thursday, y'all.
Sweet.
Wow.
Oh,
All right.
Oh, no.
all right.
Are you
Well,
sure
did we
he's
just
not?
find-
Are you sure he's not
No.
my dad?
Nope. Not sure. I make
Dad?
I mean, if he likes to fuck bar
Um,
maidens.
if we want to have a Mori session, we'll have to set that up.
Hondo
I
will...
want a paternity test on the fish dude.
The test says that was a lie.
Can I say, congratulations, Bink, on surviving.
Yay!
Yes.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna bite
Whew.
it. Good job, Bink.
That was rough, man. That was really rough.
Man, yeah, it is a
Really
it is a good
nervous.
thing, Wave, that you got that that save on the cloud kill because
For sure.
that is a no
For sure.
joke spell. You would have been KO'd at least.
Dead.
Oh, that's
DED
what
dead.
that was?
Yes.
Oh, it was
Cloud kill.
it was definitely cloud kill.
When I was Keyleth, I had Cloud Kill.
But you guys figured out who the situation you are in.
We might meet Keyleth. Was I right? Did you see
In the
what
chat.
I
I mean,
Is this the pirates that Keyleth killed with
Winston
disintegration?
Morricone.
More.
Yeah, well, who was? Because chat
Macaron.
figured it out. Whose ship was it that you were attacking?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was his name.
Whoever Joram is figured it out quite a while.
The ship of Claudio Sanchez, which he.
When we attacked?
That's
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the captain at the front, trying to get away.
Old Greg.
I get it. That's why it's like there was a mutiny, because he was the two.
Yeah, I had to go back and.
We have a time. We have a time.
You have a time.
Look up.
You have a time.
Ooh.
Timeline
We might
period.
meet some people.
You might. You don't know where you're going either. Okay, so. Well, that is the second group. First group was this past Monday. They are getting thrown in a jail. Second group got jettisoned across the ocean on a quest for the middling altar. If you're confused, that's the
Altar.
point.
And not to play samesies fairsies, but
But what?
does group 2 get to go to level 2?
Oh, yes. I owe it, and don't worry about asking me. I will always forget to tell you that. Yeah, I don't like to do more than a session at level 1, but I do like starting at level 1. It has a good feel to it. Yeah. So level 2 next time. You guys, if you want to roll HP, you can do that now.
Can we just be 3?
No, you cannot just be 3.
I get to do cool stuff
Well,
at 3.
doesn't mean
I get spells
We all
at
get
2,
to do
so that's
cool
good.
stuff at 3.
Thanks everyone for watching. I love the in-depth chat going on. I actually don't mind the online play for that either. I can respond to it a little bit more than I do normally sitting at a table. And it doesn't seem to break the flow a little bit. So again, figuring out all the technology pieces of this. We started late, but it seemed to go okay. I had to mess with the video. We have 2 people that are just names and not a video, but we're making it good. Join us again. We will be back on Monday for group 1, and then this group 2, will be back again next Thursday. We go twice weekly. Flexing those D&D muscles. Give us a follow. It really helps the channel. We'd really appreciate it. And then you won't miss all the cool, fun tabletop gaming stuff we do. Thanks, everybody. And see you next week. Bye.